Hey guys, I haven't put my lipstick on, so I feel kind of like you can't see my lips, but anyway, I'm gonna eat some lunch. I'm watching Josh and Mama. Do you guys know about Josh and Mama? I love Josh and Mama. They're so cute. But so I'm sitting here just eating lunch. I'm eating some of this tuna. I usually do like 2 packs. Let me see if I can show you guys. So I do 2 packs of tuna with my chosen mayonnaise, and I think that's what I'm gonna have for breakfast. Guys, these days it's just about protein. It ain't about taste. It's literally just making sure you have protein. But I was putting on my makeup, right? And I was realizing, am I the only one like this? But I love my mascara when it's like getting old, because it's like thicker and like easier to put on. But like when you first get a mascara, you know how it's like real like I don't know, like real slick, like real slimy, and it's like it puts too much on your eyelashes. I don't know if I'm the only person. Guys, listen. You know how they say it's culture? I have been wearing makeup since I was like 12 years old. It's just a fun pastime for me. Me and my sisters used to put on makeup. We used to share makeup. Like, it was just a thing in my generation where I even had like foster parents. You guys remember like those old school caboodles? Guys, I want an old school caboodle. I want to like have an old school caboodle, because I used to have a foster mom who like had an old school caboodle, and she'd put in like a whole bunch of like play makeup, and me and my foster sister, we would like sit there and just put on makeup, and that was just one of like, I don't know, I like makeup. And I wish somebody would come out with some like vegan organic clay based. I do use Tarte, but there's some ingredients, guys, in those in makeup that's kind of like you know, I'd rather not. But I'm sure, like, just like every other woman, we fight our own insecurities about things, and makeup has just always been a part of my culture. But anyways, I'm sitting here looking through the BJ's saving app to see if there's like any coupons to clip. Cause oh my goodness, guys, I'm sure everybody is feeling this. Hold on, this is not straight enough. But groceries are insane right now. I bought 2 packs of chicken thighs, some Rainier cherries. Guys, have you ever heard of Rainier cherries? Let me put you on if you've never heard of them. I have never. Okay, so when I moved to Georgia with my husband, now I was from Texas, guys. There's a certain kind of culture in Texas, Tejano, Mexicana, Tex-Mex, you know, all the things. And I had never had a sweet potato. I don't think I even knew what a sweet potato was, because down in Texas it's pumpkin pie and stuff like that. And then cherries. I had never tried cherries, just like maraschino cherries, like in the jar. But when I moved to Georgia, I remember somebody telling me like, oh, cherries. Well, actually, when I worked at the grocery store, I actually got to like experience a whole bunch of new ingredients and stuff, guys. Because fun fact, one thing about me is I always wanted to go to culinary art school. I always loved cooking. I love the creativity. I loved baking. Like, I used to literally put on Paula Deen's YouTube channel and take all her recipes and make them for my husband. But I will say, cooking a whole bunch of that stuff, I'm not saying it's Paula Deen's fault, but they use a lot of sugar in their recipes, and I ended up getting high blood sugar and going through all that. So I just stay away from sugar, period, unless it's natural sugar like in fruit and stuff. But I love cooking, and when I started working at the grocery store, I was able to like be exposed to a whole bunch of different ingredients and learn about different fruit and try different fruit and buy different spices and you know, just kind of like do stuff like that. But I remember this lady coming through my line, because I was a cashier, and she was like, have you ever had cherries? And I was like, no. And she's like, you have to have a cherry. And she had the dark cherries, right? Which, fun fact, cherries are a natural source of melatonin. So my husband has like a cool story where he talks about that he climbed into a cherry tree back in Detroit, and he sat in this cherry tree and just ate cherries, and it scared him because he woke up. He didn't even know he had fallen asleep. And I was like, well, yeah, cherries have melatonin, like, hello. But so I tried my first dark cherry when I had moved here to Georgia, and let me tell you guys, if you get a good dark cherry, they are so good. And then I thought this was like some kind of weird genetically modified fruit, because then I found Rainier cherries. These cherries, look at the color. Oh my goodness, don't those look like a sunset? Aren't those so beautiful? They are so good. They are so good. They're sweeter. It's like a more bright taste. They are so beautiful. I love the color on them. Aren't those so pretty? They're amazing. So I might have some of those. But yeah, guys, I would, back to groceries. I bought those cherries. I bought some butter. Oh my goodness. Kerrygold's butter at, okay, so BJ's is like a Sam's Club or a what's the other store? Costco. It's like a big box store, like where you buy stuff in bulk. So I usually buy like my butter, my eggs, my almond milk, which I wish they would have an almond milk that doesn't have emulsifiers in it. But I grabbed the one that had emulsifier in it. I think it has like xanthan gum or something, but I'd rather it not have emulsifier. But anyway, I grabbed that chicken, almond milk, the cherries, butter. The butter, guys, was $13 for Kerrygold's for 6 sticks. I was like, I told my daughter and my son-in-law when we were standing in front of the butter, I was like, because I had stood there for a minute, like literally processing like my budget, and I was like, do I want butter? Do I need butter? Can I go without butter? And I'm like, I looked over at them and I'm like, yeah, I'm processing life choices, deciding if I want the butter. But groceries are getting so expensive. I know it's happening everywhere. Gas is still very expensive. Hopefully in the winter that'll come down a little bit, but we were blessed. We paid our electric bill. It was only like $200 and something, guys. We've seen our electric bill go up to like $400, and we were kind of curious about what it was going to be since my daughter and her husband moved in, but it hasn't really changed. So, but we keep, guys, we like our windows. We have huge bay windows in our house, like in the living room that we've converted into our bedroom, and then this back wall here towards the back property, huge windows. Downstairs, huge windows. Like we have windows throughout the whole house, which I love in the winter time, like when it's cooler. But in the summer, that heat is beaming in. And so we have curtains, like these heavy dark curtains that like keep the heat out. They're like double layered and fleece layered and all that, because it will get hot in this house so quick. And I try to stay away from like baking or using the oven as much, because it'll heat the house up so much. But yeah, it's kind of crazy right now with what's going on in the world. I'm curious to know, like a pound of ground beef here is close to $13, which, you know, that whole thing that's going on in Texas with the screw worm stuff. It's always something, guys, you know. We out here trying to make it as best as we can. So I wanted to go through these coupons to see if there was some coupons, which I did see a coupon for my mayonnaise. And look, so I mean, it's $2 off, but my mayonnaise and my avocado oil that I use, my mayonnaise alone is like $13. So that's a good coupon, $13 off. And you can use it multiple times. So just looking for savings, like anywhere, you know, anywhere that you can get. But today it's supposed to be 107 here in Middle Georgia. Well, okay, so it says the temperature is like 98, but you know how it says like feels like that. So I guess we'll see. But we're trying to get out there and get back because we got school work. Guys, I'm still in school. because I know I haven't seen you guys in a while. I have two different audiences. I have one here on YouTube, and if you guys have not been on my TikTok, I have tons of new videos on my TikTok under Iris Baldwin, where you can see like more of like what we're doing on a day-to-day and stuff. But now that I'm back over here, I will be letting you guys know like what's up and doing more lives and stuff, because my daughter really enjoys doing lives and anything to spend time with her, because you know she is married, so she spends a lot of time with her husband, but we get these like little windows where we get to hang out and have, you know, our time, and I really enjoy that time. So, and I find myself just like staring at her, because I don't know if you guys do this with your children, but like when I had her as a baby, like I still see some of those like little features of when she was a baby, and so I just kind of get stuck there watching her. I have to like snap myself out of it, because I like start daydreaming about like, wow, I can't believe she's here, you know. It's just so amazing. But anyways, I'm gonna look, guys. I know some people don't like tuna, but I don't care. This is what I'm eating, just tuna and mayonnaise right now. Might have a few chips, I don't know. But I noticed that like, oh yeah, so perimenopause, guys, if you know, I'm 41. Perimenopause, right? I know there's a lot of ladies out there that have perimenopause, but I think I'm gonna do a separate video about this. But guys, when you're in your 30s, right, when it could start early as 33, depending on when you started. I started really young. I think I was like 9 years old when I started my cycle, which is crazy to me, but it happens to some people. I was an early starter, and so that just pushes you into peri a lot sooner, you know what I mean? Because that window of you being in that phase of life. But it's so crazy to me that I'm seeing a lot of women suffering from perimenopause, and they like are not understanding like how to cope with it. And I think I'm going to make a separate video and just kind of share what's worked for me, because I'm not saying I don't have like these symptoms, but it does take sacrifice to be able to feel well in perimenopause. To feel as well as you can, you do have to make some sacrifices. So I think I'm gonna make a separate video about that, but I'm gonna eat my lunch and we are gonna head out, okay?